Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a very fun show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Also, make sure you follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Follow the channel on Instagram, and also check out our podcast that we have pinned in the comments below. So let me get into this topic here. This was a topic that we actually wanted to produce. I believe it was yesterday, but I forgot to. And because we had so much content that was out that I was like, man, I'm not sure how it's going to work. Yesterday, we dropped the Marcellus Wiley full interview. If you haven't checked it out, it's a very good one. It pertains to some of the stuff we're going to be talking about here today. So as you guys know, Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player of all time. I've always said this. I have him right up there with Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I have Kobe as a top three guy of all time, top five, absolutely. Some people agree with me. Some people disagree with me. Everyone has a right to their own opinion, but I'm willing to defend why I have Kobe up there. I think he's one of the greatest two-way players in the history of basketball. He's tied for the most selections for guards for all first defensive teams by making 12 and making 9 all first. And he's one of the greatest scorers that we've ever seen in the NBA. But it goes beyond what Kobe brought to teams in the clutch by hitting the most game winners in NBA history. It goes beyond his defense. It goes beyond his tenacity. It goes beyond his offense. It goes even further into his attitude, right? Kobe Bryant was a hard worker. No one would dispute that. He was a hard worker. He was all about giving 150%, leaving no stone unturned, to quote him. And Kobe believed that it was your job as an NBA player to make sure you go out there, excuse me, and we're in tip-top shape to do your job and perform for the fans. He's like, you play. Now, what annoys me, and the irony is, after we just witnessed two of the worst All-Star games we have ever seen, what annoys me even more is that at the end of that madness, they're handing out players who don't deserve to be even mentioned in the same sentence with Kobe Bryant, the Kobe Bryant Award. Just imagine the worst All-Star games ever, the greatest display of players not given a you-know-what, and at the end of it, they got the nerve to hand these jokers the Kobe Bryant Award. Like, to me, it's absolutely incredible. So what happened? Given how horrendous and horrific the All-Star game was, there was a clip of Kobe Bryant circulating all throughout the internet of an interview he did where he sat down to basically explain his take on All-Star games in terms of his disposition, but also where he called out a lot of these modern guys for them simply not giving a you-know-what about the fans and just basically mailing it in. But before we even get into that, this video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is really simple. Instead of just selecting a team, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projected stats, and then you place your entry. For example, this week, I'm selecting 2 entries. Stephen Curry for more than 25 points, and then I got Anthony Davis for more than 2 blocks, and Damian Lillard for more than 4 3-pointers made. PrizePicks is also the only daily sports platform with an injury insurance policy. So for example, if you have a player who gets injured in the first half and doesn't return to the second half, that player gets automatically rebooted. What I also love about PrizePicks is that it offers weekly promotions like Taco Tuesdays. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select player projections up to 25% to provide even more value. So go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. And once again, once you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Kobe Bryant had to say here, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Kobe had to say there.
What do you think about some of the superstars nowadays is not being in the because like us, we grew up watching
Jordan and
Mike,
Dominique and
the greats was the ones that were putting on the show. And I'm not saying that I don't want to see some of these other boys because nowadays some of these other boys got crazy hops too. But I'm saying like I would like to see our superstars. If you one of those crazy athletes. Forget about all that, your brand, or I don't want to lose. Man, go put on a show. Like Aaron Gordon and Levine them did, like how MJ and Don. If you a superstar and you got bounce, go do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think the All-Star game in general needs a little revamping because it used to be competitive.
Yeah.
It used to be competitive. And, like, fans want to see the best pickup game in the world. That's what this is. They don't want to see you running up and down and dunking and doing all this crazy, like, they want to see what happens when you get this collection of best basketball players on the planet and they play and they go head up against each other.
Man.
I mean, you guys play harder at a pickup game in UCLA.
For real.
It ain't billions of people watching.
For real.
Definitely do.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely do.
They gotta
So I
turn
think
it
the All-Star
up.
game needs a little changing. I always love competing in them. I didn't lose many of them.
Nah,
me
you
and
was
CP
one.
used to
Nah,
talk
you
all
was
the time.
one of
Like,
the
hold on.
ones. You took it
Yeah,
serious.
we went it. Like I don't think me and CP when we played together in the All-Star game, I don't think we've ever lost a game.
Yeah.
And we used to look at each other and say, okay,
Going serious.
Let's
They
go.
don't want to play, we going to play.
Fourth quarter, let's go get them.
Yeah.
So you heard what Kobe Bryant had to say. You know, if Kobe was here today, I think he would have one or two things to say about this current crop of NBA players. I put up a post yesterday on the community section of our channel that I want to read, and I want to expand on my thoughts on that post. And I'm dead serious about this. Who's going to feel offended is going to feel offended. I wrote the following 19 hours ago, and it has about 232 comments, and 944 likes. I said, if American-born players don't start taking the NBA serious and move the game forward like their predecessors, they will lose this game to foreign players in the next 5 years. And they will have no one to blame but themselves for effing off what those that came before them built over entitlement. The entitlement in this current NBA is running rampant. It is running rampant. Let me tell you where all of this is going and just how bad it's gotten. We know that the All-Star game is a joke. We know this. Adam Silver's at the end of last night's game, at the end of the All-Star game, sat there with egg on his face. He looked like a total clown by the way the players played him. And you could hear it in his voice. After that game, the conversation has now become, well, what are we going to do to ensure that the All-Star game gets better? And do you know where all of this is going? Where it is going now is you now need to put in financial incentives for players to go out there and participate in the All-Star game and put up an effort. I want you guys to rationalize what's happening. NBA players today are earning more money than they have ever earned in the history of that sport. Jaylen Brown just signed the most lucrative contract in NBA history with a $300 million deal. Guys are making boatloads of money. And now we're hearing that. I understand that that money you're paying me is for the regular season games, but if you want me to put forth an effort, you need to pay me more. Now, the question I have is this. Why do these players feel, back to entitlement, that they need to be paid more money to do what their predecessors did for free? Why do they feel like they need to be incentivized to put on a good show for their fans? Why is that? To me, it speaks to an attitude that exists today in these young men. It is a shame. We are breeding some of the weakest men in the history of the world today. Some of the weakest. And I blame the older dudes that are advocating for this. I really, really do. I really do. I have a friend, and I'm not going to say his name. He has a friend who is absolutely not serious. Absolutely not serious. All the guy wants to do is look good, go out with his girlfriend, but he's not really serious. He's pushing 30. He doesn't want to face life. He doesn't want to face the realities of, hey, man, I need to get my house in order and all of that stuff if I really want to have. He's not facing all of that. It's all about having a good time. You see him hanging out in places he can't even afford to be. Just sitting up there living the fake life. And I said to my friend, I said, the person I blame is his father. That's who I blame. Because he has his father in his life. His mom is there, but he has his father. His father is the one that's supposed to be correcting that madness. And he's not. He's not. He's not holding him accountable, so I blame him. Not taking the onus off the guy, but I blame him. I blame a lot of these older dudes that are advocating for this nonsense. And if the NBA is not careful, well, not the NBA, if these American players are not careful, we'll get to a point in the future where the top 20 players will not be American. You can bet your bottom dollar because they don't care. They don't care. It's all about money. That is the bottom line what the NBA has turned into. And it's a damn shame because it is ruining the product. And these dudes feel like they're more like these dudes feel like they're above Kobe and all of those dudes. You see them walking around, oh, I'm Kobe Bryant. Y'all ain't got nothing in common with Kobe. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments. We catch you on the next show. Peace.